We're back in the podcast kitchen with my friend Anna Vocino. Anna, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Nate.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad we get a chance to hang out. I feel like every time I do an episode, I wish you were here. So
that's ridiculous.
But I mean, it's ridiculous. True. I just want you to just be in the room. If you honestly, like, if you were just sitting in this chair,
level of high praise,
just being like, hey, that's dumb. You know, like, I feel like I need that.
I can do that. Just imagine me always being there being like, oh, that's stupid, but I like it.
So you've been doing some cool stuff. You've been on the podcast before. We've talked about Eat Happy Kitchen. We talked about the gluten-free Italian cookbook, how is that even possible?
I know. It infuriates people, and I'm okay with that.
But now you got some new stuff going on. You're creating some snacks.
Yeah.
But we can't call them snacks.
Enter this, what's called the snack category, which, listen, it's called junk food for a reason, because snacks are generally calorically devoid of anything that's going to help you other than just getting, immediate, an immediate glucose spike, perhaps, I guess. So if you need to, sprint over there, have some snack food. So us entering this category we're doing cheese bites. So it's just cheese with our spice blends. So it's just food, and there is no empty calorie. Everything is specifically real premium food. And so the thing that we're bumping up against is, what do we call it? Like, it's technically a snack because it crunches and it's shelf stable. But it's more calorically dense and has 10 grams of protein per serving if you're tracking your macros, which I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it does. And so, it's like, how do we frame this? Because it's premium, and cheese is expensive, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
I've heard.
Other than at Trader Joe's, cheese is expensive.
Do you know what the most expensive part of the cheese making process is?
Well, no, I don't.
Okay, so it's crazy because previously this aspect of cheese making was the least expensive, and they would actually throw this stuff out until people started buying it, and it's the whey byproduct. Yeah. So we until metrics,
nobody used to eat the whey.
No, we just tossed it or give it to farmers.
Yeah.
And then metrics started buying it in the late 80s, and now it is the literal most expensive per ounce part of cheese making process.
Isn't that though, because they have to preserve the whey and keep it, then because they have to basically hydrolyze it, they have to desiccate it, and they have to do a whole thing to make the whey powdered.
And it doesn't taste like vanilla when it comes out of cheese. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, when it's plain whey. Well, here's how I know, because I make homemade ricotta cheese all the time. That's how I consume my ricotta cheese, because it's super easy to make homemade. And in fact, I'm currently editing a video of myself making it, which I shall post soon. And the whey that comes off of that, what's that?
Do it in slow-mo. Slow-mo's killing it in 2025. It will be 10
minutes long, so get ready. It's just 10 minutes long of me making a 2-minute recipe. But you taste that whey and you're like, oh, there's nothing to that.
So, okay, it's 2025, right? Processed foods are kind of at an all-time high. You're in the snack market, but you're also offering a premium product. It's cheese. Right. It's expensive. People are mad about that. I've been seeing a lot of comments. A lot of people, you're getting a lot of hate about people being like, why doesn't this cost 99 cents?
People are furious about my pasta sauces being, $2-3 more than the other pasta sauces. People are furious that the people are furious that the spice mixes do what food is originally intended to, which is they will clump because they're real food and we don't put anti-caking agents in. People are furious that our cheese bite snacks are not, what is $1.69 a bag, like a Frito bag or like some Takis, and it's not made from wheat or corn or a subsidized grain product. It's just cheese and spices. So I'm in, as a business owner, trying to reframe things for people. We've gotten so far away from what the properties of real food, what they are. We've gotten so far away from how expensive it is to eat real food. And I'm trying to be a company that's making something with real food, right? I don't want to feed people junk. I want to walk the talk, kids.
I mean, I think from a business owner's perspective, honestly, lean into that. I think that the thing that makes you different is kind of your superpower. And it's expensive. And you should say that on the label. This is expensive. If you can't afford it, well, no, but I feel like that, if it was cheap, then it would be cheap, right? Because
if it's cheap, then it's junk food. Then
right.
That's what we're trying to get away from.
And I think the kind of the question we need to get back to is like, what does it even mean to have real food in 2025?
Right.
Like, what's real
Right.
food anymore? Because people be like, oh, don't eat processed foods. I'm like, you think oats come like that? You think that's how they come out of the ground is
Right.
in like a cardboard cylinder
Right.
and flattened? Like that's not
And
normal.
truly the definition
know?
of processed foods is anytime there's one or more process that goes into making it. So most foods are processed foods unless you're buying the fresh fruit and vegetable. I mean, even meat packing is a processing,
Right.
right?
Cutting
Although
meat
we're obviously
is
trying
processing.
to eat fresh meat and, you know, things like that. Please don't eat rotten
So-
meat. I don't know.
So obviously it's
PSA.
like, we can't just say don't eat processed foods. You're only real
Right.
whole foods that like a caveman
Right.
would eat. Well, a caveman would eat a cheeseburger. I'm just guaranteeing you that right
They
now.
smell so good coming off the grill.
I went to In-N-Out last night. By the way, the best
Ooh.
In-N-Out order, 4x1, 4 patties, 1 cheese, animal style with peppers. They'll cut the peppers up and put them on for you. Bonus. That's a bonus time.
I just do frying Dutchman or flying. I never remember if it's frying or flying, but
It's
a lot of
flying,
cheese.
but frying Dutchman's kind of cool too.
I like it. I just imagine like this really affable guy from Rotterdam frying up my patties.
I think more of like a pirate. It's kind of feels piratey to me, you know?
The name. He's the frying Dutchman.
He's the cook. He's got one leg. He's just down there making hamburgers in the galley.
Yeah, absolutely peg leg.
Yeah, is he?
Can you say that anymore? Is that offensive?
I'm saying it's good. It's good to go.
Okay,
Write it down.
good.
Send it to your congressman. So, like, if someone has zero idea where to start, how do we tell them how to go about choosing and eating healthy foods?
I mean,
is there a soundbite here?
The perimeters is always the first thing to do. But
are your cheese bites on the perimeter?
No. This is the problem.
Go ahead.
The perimeter is great for what's 85% of what you're going to cook: the meats, the veg. But then you have to get flavor, and flavor's generally in the center aisles, whether it's salt, seasoning, sauces, condiments, soup packet. You know what I mean? It all goes into the idea of flavor. So seasoning and fats are usually in the center part of the aisle, although dairy's on the perimeter. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to keep launching more and more products so that throughout the center part of the store, you have a clean option, not a cleaner, because we're obviously cleaner, but I want it to be the cleanest. We're very particular about our formulas, very clean. In fact, we just changed our tagline to eat clean, eat happy. Now I know the word clean doesn't mean anything, but to us, I have very stringent guidelines of what it means to be clean. So if you want to put a sauce on something, if you want to put a spice on something, if you want to eat a cheese bite crunchy thing, dare I say snack?
You
know that you can see that my
kind of a trigger word for me.
Yeah, but it is interesting about like trying to find healthy foods. I mean, I generally say in America, what do we eat? We eat beef, we eat pork, we eat chicken, we eat fish, sometimes shellfish. Those are sometimes lamb, but for the most part, we eat those 4 proteins. And so as long as you're buying maybe say 1 cut of each kind of protein and you're buying a variety of vegetables, then it's just about mixing and matching, getting some flavors going. What are you in the mood for tonight? Italian? Great. Put some sauce in it. You want barbecue flavor? Put some barbecue stuff. You want Greek flavorings? Get some lemon, get some oregano, get salt and pepper, then you just kind of drill down on flavors.
Okay. So we're still shopping the perimeter though. So you got your protein. And I think that like, that's honestly like a big piece that people are missing is the idea of meals don't have to be complicated.
No.
It's like pick your protein, pick your flavor profile.
Yeah. You want
or
to do
if you're like me,
do the taco bowls.
Yeah, you only have one flavor profile, which is hot sauce. Like it makes life way easier.
That's true. And by the way, that works. And if you're that guy, then you need to just make sure you read the label on your hot sauce and that doesn't have any added sugar or effery in it.
Okay, so what are we looking for? Because like, let's say someone's looking at this, they're looking at spaghetti sauces. They're in the aisle. They're trying to eat clean. They're trying to eat healthy. They don't know you. They haven't listened to this podcast.
No, they don't know.
They
have no idea.
Unaware.
They're probably looking at like a Rayo's. They're probably looking at like a Carbone, or maybe maybe like, oh, that's kind of expensive. Let me look at Classico.
Ragu's $2 off right now.
Huh?
Ragu's $2 off.
Ragu's, Ragu's. Actually, Rayo's will always be on sale because they were bought by Campbell's. So Campbell spent $2.6 billion to acquire Rayo's, which is the Rayo's did a cool thing, which is even in the 90s, they were priced super high. They were premium pasta sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Campbell's spends all that money to buy them. Well, Campbell's has so much money. They could always have Rayo's on sale, and it can be a loss leader for them because then it leads to other things that they sell, right? So we're not able to be
spaghetti sauce
on
is just
sale.
a gateway drug to pasta. I've always said that.
It could be. It depends. I mean, my core audience, listen, I appreciate the irony of being somebody who sells pasta sauce. My audience doesn't eat pasta. I don't eat pasta. But I do want to open this up to everybody else who does eat pasta. You know what I mean? If I would be dumb in business to be like, no, I'm sorry. You can't have this because you're eating
namaste
it.
anyways.
But namaste. But yeah, no. So when you're looking at labels, you want to, sometimes it matters if it's GMO or organic, and sometimes it doesn't matter. Because I've seen organic pasta sauces that have agave or, sugar, organic corn syrup. Okay, cool.
Ooh,
that doesn't
organic.
sound great. So you want to check the labels. You definitely want to check for extra virgin olive oil, not olive oil. Because extra virgin is the clean one. Mm-hmm. Olive oil could be cut with other oils, and it's legally allowed to be cut. Obviously, you don't. For me, I don't eat seed oils. I avoid the soybean and oil and the corn oil and the canola oil, all those oils. I avoid those. So I don't want to eat those. Those are inflammatory to me. And sea salt is different than sodium, because sea salt is sodium chloride, and added sodium is just extra sodium. So sea salt to me is important. So it's all these little things. And then there's some trickery that they can do with sweeteners. Like you'll see, what are some things I've seen on sauce? Corn syrup, sugar, and then they have different kind of fruit concentrates. Whenever you see the word concentrate, like a carrot concentrate, I've seen that on a sauce.
Wow,
that is a form of sugar. It's sweetening the sauce. And that to me says, a food scientist came up with this formula, not somebody who's just like making a recipe at home and then figuring it out.
How do you make a carrot concentrate? Yeah, let me see the blog post about that one.
I would imagine we're boiling down some carrots into a little glaze, and it's just concentrated.
You don't want to start with like a backstory about your auntie from Italy and the summers used to spend there. And
my grandmother in Vermont made the best carrot concentrate in 1972.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you, Anna. The way you're talking about this and like looking at the ingredients, it's like I know a lot about nutrition and it's making me confused. Like there's so many things out there to like watch out for, and it feels like we're just being tricked all the goddamn time by food labels and manufacturers. And this one's high protein, this one's no added sugars, and this one's got heart healthy omega-3s or whatever. And then you look at and you're like, this is not what I signed up for.
Right.
What do we do?
Well,
I'm so scared and alone.
So the CFR, which I think stands for Code of, I don't know, Food Regulations or some federal regulation, something like that. Hold on. The CFR, which is this whole regulatory set of standards put forth by the FDA, which is there to protect us. And when it comes to meat and dairy, the USDA, we have all these standards, but it's not profitable to make real food items on a large scale. So already what I'm trying to do, I've been told is not possible, but we're doing it so far. So the regulations are there to protect us from unscrupulous food manufacturers, but there's still loopholes. And here's what I was getting at with the different kinds of. So I always say it's actually more important to read the list on the ingredient panel than it is to look at like your net carbs or your fat grams or your calories. Okay. Because those are not a guy sitting in a lab measuring those things in each. It's algorithm. You plug in the volumized formula and the computer spits out that nutritional panel. That's it. So there are variances. So it's more important to look at the list of ingredients. So if you see it's got corn syrup, agave nectar, it's got some sort of concentrate, and it's got a sugar, brown rice syrup, or something like that. You see 4 kinds of sugar, but it only has 0.5 grams of net carbs. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? And that's because there's a plus or minus margin of error of a gram.
So we gotta not only be good at looking at the macronutrient labels, we also have to be good at looking at the ingredient list. If we want to eat healthy in 2025.
I'm less concerned with the macronutrient side of things because it's not accurate. That's the problem. It's kind of like
tough.
It is tough. It's kind of like if you have you had an apple that's not that sweet, and then you have another apple that's very sweet, but if you Google carb content in apple, it's the same, and it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it medium? Is it a little large? Is it super large? Is the pit very small?
Right.
Yeah. A lot of variance. I get what you're saying. Just seems like a lot, especially considering like if you're tracking macros, people are already underestimating what they're eating, sometimes by up to 90%, which is insane.
Oh, I believe it. When I first started tracking, I was like, especially when I was making my kid dinner, and I was just blindly having bites of the mac and cheese and not even like thinking that I should track that. Because you're like, oh, I just ate that.
It's just a little bite.
I don't remember eating that,
a little nibble.
I ate it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, is there any like hard and fast rules that someone can, is it always avoid seed oils? Is it always avoid like brown rice syrup concentrate or like, is there, I love the shop the perimeter, but like also there's donuts and wine in the perimeter. So if I can shop the perimeter and be real nasty. So
yeah, you can get real nasty shopping the perimeter.
I'd try.
He is a nasty perimeter shopper. That worst. Just rolls right off the tongue.
Sounds like we're talking about something else.
I know. I
don't know what, but it does sound different. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on before we get canceled.
Yeah. No, I just canceled us, so we're canceled.
Yeah, you did say peg leg earlier. I've been trying to. I showed my butt on Instagram the other day, and I thought that was going to do it, but it's.
And Instagram didn't cancel you?
No. I got a lot of messages. I got a message from someone who was like, hey, I can see your bottom in that video. And I was like, that's a funny way to say it. Yeah.
They were trying not to offend you when you're the one that offended the world.
I wish.
I can see your bottom in that video. Hard and fast rules. I mean, there aren't any. Of course, shop as whole ingredient as possible. And then because you are going to have to buy spices. You are going to have to buy salt. They'll put stuff in the salt. Like, just read the ingredients and see what's on there. And for me, if I'm shopping at home, seed oils, don't bring them in the house. I know that I'm a realist. I'm going to eat at restaurants. They're at every restaurant that you eat at, even the high-end restaurants, unless they are making strong claims that they don't use seed oils. It's very expensive to make restaurant food without a seed oil, So I'm a realist, so I have that set for me in the house, but you kind of just got to start doing it, experimenting, getting some recipes under your belt, and then you figure out the places where, I'm not going to make yogurt at home. I'm going to buy the Greek yogurt, the plain Greek yogurt. So I'm just going to make sure that I just take a glance at that label. Dijon mustard is a great flavor enhancer in a lot of different applications. So you just make sure when you pick it up, even if it's the brand you've bought for 3, 4, 5 years, make sure you just glance because they change formulas all the time.
And I think what you said earlier also, just eat at home. Like, even if you are choosing the subpar spaghetti sauce and you're not using yours, like it's still going to be better than anything you buy
mean all the other spaghetti sauces?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get higher quality foods. You're going to get less cooked in oil, like this whole RFK Jr. banning seed oils for French fries. Give me a fucking break. That's like, let me slap a little carbon monoxide filter in my crack pipe. Like you're still eating French fries, like a carbohydrate deep fried in oil.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to save America.
Which for me was when I had the CGM, the thing that shocked me the most was when I had my favorite kettle chips, the salt and pepper kettle chips. That was when not only did my blood sugar spike, but it stayed spiked for a long time. Whereas when I had white rice, it went up and it went down like how it's supposed to work. So the deep fried carb, woo.
That's the worst. It's the worst possible combination of things. And I put out a YouTube video on this. I got a lot of shit for it.
I'm sure you did.
About don't combine carbs and fats. People are like, why are we combining carbs and fats? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. Bean burritos, dipshit. Like I'm talking about like pizza and donuts and all the really tasty foods that have been designed in labs to make us elevate our blood sugar, give us a dopamine response. That's like the stuff that is unnaturally designed to make us feel really good when we eat it. That's the stuff that you got to avoid at all costs. And I feel like if you can do that, then, you have a lot more leeway with some of the things like Dijon mustard. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, the thing that drives me nuts is when people write me about like, oh, tomatoes, that'll raise your blood sugar.
That's a nightshade. It's a
nightshade. I'm like,
it's got lectins in it.
You do not have a problem with nightshades. That's not how you screwed yourself over. You didn't get fat eating tomatoes. I can guarantee
Someone cut Larry off. He's having too many strawberries. Doesn't he know that's part of the dirty dozen?
But I will say, and I say this in my first book, when you eat a strawberry after you have given up the processed foods for a while, and then you eat a good strawberry, you're like, okay. I just got back from Long Island. This legit happened. So every summer I'll have a couple, 2-3 ears of corn over the summertime because it's summer. And I know that corn's a grain. I don't normally eat anything with corn. I certainly don't eat processed corn. That's just me. It makes my knuckles ache if I have like a corn tortilla or whatever. So I avoid it. But I'll have a corn on the cob. And we had this corn on the cob from the farm stand. And I'm not kidding you. And I sounded like the biggest douchebag on the planet. I said, this corn is too sweet. And I did not finish my ear of corn. It was so sweet, but that's how your taste buds kind of change. So you too can be that a-hole at a party that says, this strawberry tastes like candy.
This strawberry is a little too sweet for me. I don't think I'll put it back.
I can't have another bite.
By the way, I feel like X-Men universe gets it wrong because all their powers are cool. It's like, oh yeah, he can control metal with his mind. This guy's got psychic powers. Like, what about the power of eating a corn tortilla and your knuckles hurting? When they're like, can I just reverse my mutant powers for 1 second? They're like, no, we got to keep them. Like, that's because you can control metal with your mind. My knuckles really hurt.
Yeah, my knuckles.
All I want to do is eat a taco.
I woke up and I couldn't step on my own feet. Like, what? That's not fair.
That's your power. That's your super.
That's my power. Her feet hurt if she eats corn.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Anna, I'll talk to you a little later. Thanks for coming on the show.
All right. Well, we enjoyed it.